Hello everyone, Ace here, and today I've decided to have yet another look at some video game history, and in the process answer the question, what exactly made Doom from 1993 great? First released all the way back in 1993 by id Software, and going down in history as one of the greatest first-person shooters of all time, Doom is an utterly legendary title and one that still holds up even to this very day. It is undeniably a fantastic game, but to understand why this is the case, let's talk about what exactly made it great. And the first thing to note when talking about Doom and what made it great is that Doom was not a game built entirely upon itself. Instead, at the end of the day, Doom was built upon the foundation of previous first-person shooter games developed by id, most notably Hover Tank 3D, Catacombs 3D, and Wolfenstein 3D. These various games being improvements over each other as id was learning its craft, and taking lessons from what worked and what didn't work in each previous entry. The result is that by the time that id developed Doom, we ended up with a very slick and fast-paced first-person shooter, made by people whose talents had been polished to a mirror shine. Although it would be a bit unfair to say that Doom is just an incremental improvement over Wolfenstein 3D, which brings me to the second thing that made the game great, the technological improvements thanks to the new engine designed by John Carmack. This was a game engine that ended up being advanced enough that it single-handedly made flat level design obsolete overnight, at least in the realm of first-person shooters specifically. I could also talk about the fact that the new engine allowed for new lighting effects that enabled level designers to set certain moods for certain areas as well as challenges for the player, such as the strobe light effect making it tough to see enemies at certain times. But the short and simple reality is that the new engine designed by John Carmack was very much a big deal at the time, and changed how first-person shooter games were designed. But not every change could be tied exclusively to the engine, for if you look at another thing that made Doom great, it was the fact that it was the first FPS game to include a shotgun, and it utterly revolutionized gameplay design for FPS games overnight as well, to a tune that shotguns remain a staple to the genre to this very day, as reliable close-quarter specialist weapons. So needless to say, the addition of a shotgun was a big deal in its own right. There is, however, one final improvement that I do need to bring up, that being the WAD system that was utilized by Doom, which was implemented specifically because John Carmack had seen what modders had done with Wolfenstein 3D, and decided to make Doom mod-friendly right from the get-go. This is possibly one of the most far-sighted moves that a game developer has ever done, because it has ensured that Doom has fresh content right to this very day, with the game still hosting a healthy modding community. And not only that, but we are still getting some official content as well from some of the developers, most notably John Romero, which serves as an excellent testament to the longevity of this game. With all of this in mind, this has been Ace, and I hope you'll agree when I say that Doom from 1993 is great.